that had been prisoners or had been working with the Nazis. They switched sides and joined the insurgents, and so then there's a little section on the Slovaks. And I think, as I recall, they invited the Slovak ambassador in, and they kind of made a photograph. They made kind of a big deal out of it. It was kind of nice public relations thing, but I think they conceive of it partly in those terms, that it's not just a set of displays, but they mean it as a kind of, so this wall of memory, I think, is part of that, which is not entirely complete, by the way. There are sections of this that have been left blank. They don't know the names of everyone who was killed, by the way, in the Uprising. And so there's they have art contests and things like that as well. So I think they are thinking about it. The question, of course, is what's the larger social and political context going to be in which those discussions around the museum are going to take place in full. And I think, after this sort of first, decade of post-communism of the Third Republic, Poland was ready for that. The politics were at the right point. The discussions had sort of come to fruition, and people were ready for this. Whereas they had not been. 1990 might have been too early for it, and again, this won't be the last word on it for sure. Other questions? Yes.
Just a short comment about it, because you said that this monument to Warsaw Uprising, that it was pretty much similar to other monuments, as I understood. Maybe I didn't understand you correctly. Earlier erected to different events of the Second World War, and I would not agree with this. I think it's really completely different, because it's it's like a piece of architecture, and when you actually it makes you engage with the piece. You step inside it, versus these previous monuments were just very monuments. That's just my impression. Maybe you know more monuments than I do, but
no, I
think it's very unique.
I actually, the first time I saw this, was almost moved to tears. I'll be quite honest with you. Because to me, it's very. I study Polish history. It's very, it's very meaningful to me. But the criticism of it is this was kind of created by committee. It was created as a sop to prop up Radzilowski, and so that's some of the. And I think. It is, I didn't spend maybe as much time on this as I should have, but I think your point is valid. That it is different in the sense that you walk through it. Rather, the other ones were set up on like the Rappaport's thing was set up on a block, and you look at it from a distance. This you actually walk through. So I think it is different. I think the sort of this particular style of it's sort of it's not. I don't want to use the term socialist realism. I'm thinking of something sort of late socialist realism, but it's clearly different than some of the sort of monuments done in the 1970s, for example. That's certainly true. But it's a lot of people find this very inadequate. Again, I happen to like it. I think it's quite interesting. But there's a great deal of criticism on those grounds, especially the way in which it was created. And it was created as kind of, as I say, a sop, a sort of a prop for Radzilowski. So that would be my main. And again, I didn't have enough time. One, I think, could go into a much deeper discussion about this monument and how it works. But I happen to have found it. The first time I saw it, I was really touched by it. It was the only, at that time, the museum wasn't open. The first time I saw it. So. Well, again, I thank you all, and hopefully the talk will show up someplace on the internet.
Will do.
If you leave your email